What is up? On our plate this week, Microsoft overcomes a major, maybe final, hurdle to the Activision deal. Is Twitch in trouble after these recent layoffs from Amazon? Epic is setting waves by unveiling Unreal Editor for Fortnite, and it looks crazy. And, not final, but we have played Diablo 4 beta, Tchia, and we have thoughts. All this and more on Season 7, Episode 12 of Press X Starts Gamers Digest. All right. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka Call of Duty has me by my wallet, but I haven't let go yet. So we'll see.
I am Sean MF Ross.
What the MF stand for?
There DJ goes fucking up names again.
What do you mean? What did I
It's
say?
Chia.
Is it just Chia? No T?
No, the T is silent. They say it many times in the game.
Well, I can't hear it because it's all subtitled. So
That is the worst
He
excuse you could have
says her
used.
name.
That is the worst excuse you could have used. Oh, holy fam. You just said, I don't care about your language.
Cancel this man. New Caledonia.
oh man, I have so many thoughts about that game. Oh man, that we'll get into
Anyway.
that. Did I ask what the MF stand for?
That was the answer. That was it. It is in English.
Last
There are
up
no
we have-
subtitles for that.
right? I didn't turn the captions on for this, so I can't, I can't see.
Hello, it is me, Avery.
Hi, Avery. How are you?
I'm
That's
proud of you. You didn't fuck that up.
That's an interesting question.
No answer?
By a pure definitional non-line standpoint, no, I'm not doing well, but let's keep it moving.
Okay. Honesty. I love it. I love it. Now you know who we are. Press X to Start Gamers Digest is a video podcast that condensed the most important gaming news from the past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube right now. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What up, YouTube? Don't forget, you can support us by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell. If you are listening, we would greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or the podcast services you are tuned in on. If you want to join in our conversations, you can, and you should, by joining our Discord at pressx2 start.com/discord. I believe that's it.
Mhm.
It should be. It hasn't changed since
Sounds about right.
it was created. Yeah. Yeah. So just, you know what? Go on that site, check it, make sure it works. If it doesn't work, it works. It's a joke. It works. Okay. Just go there, join the Discord. It's great. We have a good time. We tell jokes, we laugh. All right. Now you know who we are. It is time for you, listener, viewer, to take that napkin, put it on your lap, open up wide because we got something to give you. So I was cooking this morning, right? And I was just like, you know what? How can I spin the intro to make it?
I hope Serene said I'm not going to after that.
Yeah, I was wondering where he's going with that. I got scared for a minute.
Because we're feeding the listener the news of this past week like it's food. So we're gonna baby bird them. So they're gonna open their mouth and be like, oh, right?
You don't have to do that, listener.
All right, Avery.
Cover
Please
your mouth
take us away from this.
Okay, hello everyone. Our first story is Kotaku.com by Ethan Gotch. Microsoft just overcame a major hurdle blocking the Activision deal. So once again, this is going to be an entire block of news about the ongoing Activision Blizzard deal and its relation to Microsoft's aggressive acquisition of them. And once again, I'm going to preface everything on the front that not a fan of this deal. How do you guys feel about this deal?
Stop the steal.
Okay, that's one opinion.
I'm at the point now where I feel like it's the lesser of two evils to either have Activision stay as is versus having Microsoft take over Activision. So I'm just like, all right, Microsoft, it seems like the play is good cop, bad cop, where Activision is playing the bad cop by like canceling the unions and so on and so forth. And Microsoft was like, oh no, we'll support the unions. Like, look at us, we're signing all these deals and stuff. So like they're playing that role. I just hope that, once this goes through, because it looks like it's going to, that they maintain that same energy, and they're just not like, all right, well, we got what we wanted. Go back to work, you
Yeah.
slaves.
It's
So
either poop on a stick or a poop sandwich, and like you said, Activision is acting like we're wild as hell. We need somebody to rein us in. Like,
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
okay.
really like.
Before we get into the actual meat of the story, to get to your point, I am just to reiterate this. I'm against this deal, not because of any inherent PlayStation like support or bias or
Yeah.
things like that. I don't play a majority of Activision Blizzard games. The only one I do play is Overwatch, and frankly, well, the only one I'm actively playing is Overwatch, and frankly, that's only because I'm a legacy Overwatch player. So like them taking all of these games off PlayStation, all future games off PlayStation, isn't really going to affect me in any way, shape, or form. My big problem with this has always been I don't like a $1 trillion corporation like Microsoft just money hatting the video game industry to make up for their own mistakes in the last 10 years. Uh,
yeah,
Hmm.
I agree
and
with
my
that.
and my biggest thing is if this $69 billion deal doesn't get stopped, then no future deal is going to get stopped. And Microsoft has 100% the money and the desire to eat the industry, if that makes sense, based entirely on their most recent publishing practices.
Yeah, the government regulatory boards don't have teeth like they used to 20, 30, 40 years ago.
So yeah, this story from Ethan got. I just want to put the preamble here because I'm like I said, this is. I want to be fair to Microsoft in all of this.
Mhm.
I want to put up my own take up front so I can go through this story. And I and yeah. So that's why I wanted to clarify that in the beginning. But anyway, yeah. So the CMA or the UK's Competition and Market Authority has essentially, after being very bullish on, I guess, reading PlayStation's talking points against this deal, have summarized that everything that Microsoft has done in since accepting this beginning this process is in line with their own quote unquote assertions of how they feel about the franchise as a whole, in particular Call of Duty, and they have said multiple times we're not taking this game off PlayStation. The CMA is like, yeah, it's in their best interest to keep this on PlayStation, and so we are no longer acting as a block to this deal. They are still investigating Game Pass, but and how they feel about that as a big part of the deal and Microsoft's power involved with Game Pass. But as far as we know, the biggest hurdle, which is Call of Duty, has been taken off the board. And so the deal went from 50-50 not going through to like 75-80% going through in its entirety. So it's just them, the remaining EU, UK regulatory boards, and then the FTC to really decide the fate of this deal. And if this isn't going, if they can't find anything that would really
Tangible.
tangible to block this deal, then I'm of the mindset the deal is going to go through.
Yeah.
So this,
Yeah.
uh, yes,
No, go ahead.
okay, yeah.
No.
So this goes into something else, and one of the tidbits you got Microsoft gave from the thing is they're still asserting that PlayStation has their 10-year deal. This is from Tom Ivan from VGC. Microsoft says 10 years is sufficient for Sony to develop Call of Duty alternatives. So they've a lot of people have talked about how when this goes through, Sony has shot themselves in the foot, and Microsoft is going to play hardball and take away this 10-year deal. That's not going to happen. They 100% need PlayStation to maintain Call of Duty's value, and B, it goes out entirely against everything they've told regulatory boards. But I'll get to that in a second. There is one weird omission that we'll get to regulatory boards about how they're going to treat games going forward. But they summarily said Microsoft said 10 years is sufficient enough for PlayStation to develop a Call of Duty alternative. We've talked about this before. PlayStation gave out an actual very detailed reason why this is not going to happen, and this is Microsoft taking the ball and running it home with this. If that makes sense, in that there is no way PlayStation is going to make a game that rivals Call of Duty.
Yeah, no.
No.
PlayStation is not built to do something like that. So
It's not.
like,
It's not even that PlayStation. It's not even that PlayStation isn't built. I'm of the mindset until Call of Duty eventually falls off, there is no way another game is going to be able to.
It has to kill itself.
Yeah.
surpass
Well,
it.
I mean, that I think that's where I'm getting at in terms of like PlayStation isn't built to just throw money at this one game to hopefully get it to topple like Call of Duty. Like that's just not gonna happen. Like their bread and butter is not the first person shooter genre, so they wouldn't see that as being like a good
anymore.
idea to
Anymore.
yeah. Well, yeah.
I played
It's
4
like
Killzone games. Yeah. Uh, yeah.
I mean, people are asking for that still. They're asking for SOCOM. They're asking for a couple things. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't really I don't I
I
have my
see
own
a
feelings about
lot of people
SOCOM.
asking about.
So
I see a lot of people asking about SOCOM online, my guy.
yeah, no, I see that too, but I see that as being a symptom of that's really the only
Rose
military
tinted glasses.
shooter. Yeah, that's the only really like military shooter that PlayStation can pull from because that was an old exclusive they had. So
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. So the a world in which PlayStation built, even with Bungie at their hands, I don't think they can do it. I think the world that PlayStation builds a game in 10 years to the Wireless Call of Duty is they're going to want to keep it PlayStation exclusive, so it's not going to have the wider appeal of Call of Duty. B, Call of Duty is like, I want to think they spend like upwards of 500 million on a single game, which is like, I don't think PlayStation games will top 100 million and like
Yeah.
be made by a bunch of studios, but they don't hit those numbers as far as I'm aware. And B,
Yeah.
they operate with like, all of Activision Blizzard is designed to make Call of Duty, and like PlayStation, and like that's not what PlayStation mark now. PlayStation can make up the revenue through other games
Yeah.
in regards to making other, which is probably why their games as a service initiative is going to. But the PlayStation, play,
Now let's take a
not even
closer look.
PlayStation, no other developer, no other publisher can make a Call of Duty killer. I don't.
yeah,
I don't think so. No.
yeah, totally agree.
Like, this is all like, one thing that I find this comment cheeky is that like it ignores Microsoft's attempts with Halo to make a Call of Duty killer and how that ultimately went. Even though Halo precludes Call of Duty in the actual marketing game space of what they wanted Halo Infinite to be, was the premier shooter. That's not happening.
Yeah, I totally
They
forgot about
dropped the
Halo.
ball.
Damn. Wow.
Okay, so I made a snide comment about Microsoft's assertions. One of the big things that Microsoft has talked about repeatedly, Phil Spencer has used it as a talking point. They want to. Xbox wants to give more games to more people. Let's ignore, and that's their talking point with this entire deal and all these deals that they've been making. Let's ignore the fact that how would I say this? How many Bethesda games have now gone fully exclusive? The arguments that people have been, the arguments I've always felt and heard was that, okay, these games are being made with Microsoft in hand. That's why they're exclusive. Yada yada. Microsoft gave that really dumb chart about why Starfield is going to be exclusive while other games aren't, and things like that. I've always thought was dumb, and it's really dumb. But this assertion is that they don't want to. The games are for everyone. Xbox wants to put as many games for everyone possible. My big thing with all these people, I just want them to say what they're trying to say and not trying to sugarcoat this in PR speak. Yeah, because like what they mean is they want games on Game Pass everywhere they want. That's what they really want, because they get money. Because Game Pass is their final be all end all of what they want their organization to be, regardless of everything they say. So this story is from Zach Swyson from Kotaku.com. Xbox cans PS5 version of big games despite all talk about player choice. So this is just revealing that Redfall, the big game that came out, that's coming out this year from Arcane, was originally had a PS5 SKU that was in development, and then when the Xbox Bethesda deal came in, it was canceled. Which also puts me in line is me looking at Bethesda's entire catalog for the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 years, tells me that Hi-Fi Rush also probably had a PlayStation SKU at a certain point that was canceled to make it an exclusive. So player choice doesn't matter. All these people don't give a shit about player choice. They just want you to buy and play their games on a software or on the software and or platform that makes them the most money.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. It's they're trying to play the game of being for the people, but also looking at the bottom line in terms of, all right, can we stomach the idea of, or I guess, can we stomach the loss of profit from Redfall being exclusive, from Starfield being exclusive? And it's just like, Yeah, we have a pretty good
I
idea.
would say it would have been in Redfall's best interest as a multiplayer-focused game to be multi-platform.
Oh no, I totally agree with you in terms of the survivability of that game, but I'm looking at it from Microsoft's perspective in terms of how much money they're going to lose by not releasing Redfall as multi-platform. And it's just like they look at that and they're like, "Yeah, we can definitely eat those numbers. That's fine." And then the conversation comes, "Okay, well, can we stomach the loss of profits from putting Call of Duty or making Call of Duty exclusive?" And it's like, "Absolutely not. No. There's no way." Like that game is such a juggernaut, and it's just like I get them saying the whole like, "Oh yeah, we want games to be everywhere." Like that is such BS. Like that is BS. They shouldn't have said that. Like we all or most of us are just aware enough of the market to know like, no, you're just saying that just to sound good. Like you know you don't really mean that.
You're saying these
Because
are
we can just
talk.
point to
Yeah, you're saying these are talking points.
exactly, yeah.
Our final story in this entire section is that this is the most wild thing that happened this week. I find it funny, so I'm going to laugh here. This is from Luke Plunkett, also from Kotaku.com. U.S. Senator blasts Sony's monopoly on cool Japanese games. That's a Kotaku headline, but the long and short of it is during during the I think this is involving the FTC stuff. During these sort of hearings about the Microsoft Activision deal, one of the senators, I believe Democratic Senator Maria Cantwell, representing the state of Washington, came out with the most wild statement. I'm going to read it verbatim. They said, "Who raised the Sony has a monopoly on the high-end game market and owns 90. Yeah, I'm told that Sony controls a monopoly of 98% of the high-end game market. Yet Japanese government has allowed Sony to engage in blatant anti-competitive conduct through exclusive deals and payments to game publishers, especially establishing games that are among the most popular in Japan." So translate, she's like, "Why are all the cool Japanese games are on PlayStation? Why do they have a 98% game monopoly?" I'm betting
Nobody has an Xbox in Japan.
I'm betting that these talking points were fed to her by someone from Activision Blizzard because these numbers make no sense.
Probably
Not,
from Lulu.
well, it is her job.
Well, here's the thing though, Avery. Her home state is Washington State.
I just realized that.
Yeah, yeah. Microsoft is in her home turf.
You can probably find.
I didn't even think about that. Didn't even think about
You
that.
can probably find some fucking financial transactions between her and Microsoft at a certain point.
Yep.
But yeah, let's break down why this is the dumbest argument ever. 98% ignores both PC, ignores both Nintendo. Sony is mobile. Sony is the market leader. They do not own 90% of the market share. Those numbers make absolutely no sense. In regards to Japanese in regards to Japanese games, yeah, Sony's a Japanese company. And as I've been doing research into Japanese business, Japan encourages corporate consolidation because they want to be more competitive on the global scale. So they want bigger and bigger companies out in Japan to be able to compete with rival corporations. So they're never going to oppose a corporate consolidation or quote unquote anti-competitive corporate deals. Whether now are these deals anti-competitive? Yes, but that's because they're designed. All exclusivity deals are designed to be this way.
Right.
I've been doing a lot of breakdowns on exclusivity and why one company will do it and why another company is do it. I think the facts are interesting. I'd like to have a conversation about that at a later date. But yeah, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Sony doesn't have a monopoly at all. They probably own they're the market leader and own a good chunk of the main console market, but that's ignoring the existence of mobile, ignoring the existence of PC, ignoring the existence of Nintendo and the Switch. Now, and I wouldn't even say they have. I'd say they have 60% of the main, 60 to 75% of the main console market. But once again,
that's the number I had rattling in my head too.
Yeah, but once again, that is not because they're making anti-competitive deals. It's because they spent the last 10 years creating a bunch of blockbuster games to sell their console. Didn't fumble the bag like Microsoft did at the beginning of the last generation, and then
they're sitting under the tree shade that they planted 10 years ago.
Yeah, and then have
exactly,
despite a bunch of corporate faux pas, which some of them are unforgivable, have been able to maintain their popularity through a console change, a generational refresh, and a how would I say this? And a chip shortage to keep their console from selling well. So yeah, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
People should check out the article.
Yeah. So listeners and watchers out there, let us know how you feel about this whole thing happening between Microsoft and Activision in this deal. And do you think it's going to go through? Do you think this is putting them in a good position? You know, let us know. What's next, Avery?
How dare a Japanese company catering to Japanese taste dominate their own home market? This is anti-competitive. Never mind the fact that 30 years ago, they probably wouldn't even want no Japanese fucking media in America. Go ahead, Avery.
That's ignoring their entire the TikTok shit that's going on right now. No, it's also ignoring the fact I think the thing is not talking about in Japan, more talking about in America. Which even then makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, real quick, this is a conversation. Actually, I'll be really quick, but like, it just occurred to me that if PlayStation were to buy Square Enix, that would happen in Japan, right?
100%.
And they're I guess the whole trades commission thing would still be able to.
We would still get 100% the major market thing, but like there would be absolutely no. Like it would be a much cleaner merger than anything Microsoft is working with right now.
Okay.
That
just occurred to me.
Yeah, that's just on sheer size. The way PlayStation makes business, like a big talking point in the way Microsoft is that they will be taking games that are historically on multi-platform away from that. And then if you look at a PlayStation buying Square, name the last big Square game that was multi-platform. The last is Final Fantasy 15. Every big Square game has been PlayStation exclusive. So they haven't really, and even before
Outriders.
Not a big Square game. Not a big Square game. I see what you're doing there. Not a big Square game.
Didn't they let go of that company after?
They didn't own the company. They don't own the IP.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
They just published the game. And then the only big PlayStation, ignoring 15, the only other big Xbox Final Fantasy game was 13 in that entire trilogy. But historically, the entire Final Fantasy franchise has been a Nintendo and Sony thing, bouncing back and forth for years. But like, there's no even argument that they're taking away games from Xbox. But yeah, that's neither here or there. That's a different conversation that we can get into, and maybe in a special conversation about what Sony does in reaction to what is of this deal. But yeah, our next story is from Nicole Carpenter. This is from Polygon. Twitch lays off hundreds amid Amazon cuts. So this is a sort of in more corporate bullshit in regards to fiscal earnings and financial bullshit. Twitch has said the CEO of Twitch left. Like, I want to say earlier this week, he left. He was replaced by, I believe, the president of Twitch, who reports from streamers who have met him is like, this is not a good guy. There is, Twitch revealed that they're letting go of 400 people. These 400 people do not know who they are. In fact, the number was put out, and then Twitch said, we're going to tell these 400 people, we're going to take these people aside and then tell them they're being let go.
That is just so that's terrifying, man. That is so terrifying. Man.
Why this is sort of a big story is that I do not believe Twitch is in a good place. I think the revenue split, the revenue switch, their ad programs, the rise of actual competitors like YouTube gaming,
how about Kick?
The revolution of Kick, who I don't like mentioning Kick as a platform because like they're not a genuine platform. Like
what is Kick? I've never
Kick
heard
is
of
a
it.
streaming. Okay, I'll get into this. Kick is a competitive streaming service that is platformed by Trainwreck TV that is owned by Stake.com. Twitch is a live streaming service that is designed to make money, but it's like any other entertainment brand. Kick is a live streaming service designed to get people into gambling and make money through gambling.
Oh, okay.
It's owned by Stake.com, a website that was kicked off of Twitch when they had their gambling exodus.
Yeah.
So they built their own streaming service, got Trainwreck, the biggest degenerate gambler on Twitch, to be their face.
I remember us talking about that for a little bit.
Yeah, and is now trying to attract people with a 90-10% split of revenue, which is attractive because Kick doesn't give a shit about losing money on Kick, money through ads and stuff, because they're making money off all the people who watch Trainwrecks gamble for 12 hours a day, losing millions and millions of dollars, and and it attracts to join Stake and gamble through them. So I don't want to bring up Kick is attractive because of Trainwreck's branding, but for the most part, I don't want to bring them up as a competitor because I don't think they're going to last forever. Hopefully, because that would be a dystopian if they become bigger than Twitch. But yeah, so they're not in a good place. They've got more and more competitors. Their actual user base and workforce is unhappy, and now their actual corporate structure has now lost about 400 people. I don't know, and for no other reason other than they're not financially good in Amazon's eyes. So if Amazon is trying to make themselves look better in the oncoming recession, they're like, all right, let's get rid of 400 jobs. We can lose them from Twitch.
I hate to throw one out there for Microsoft, but goddamn, if they just held on a little bit longer with Mixer, I don't know why they were expecting it to be an instant success.
They went into this the same way that Google went into Stadia. We're like, oh man, look at the synergy we can have with YouTube and Stadia. Microsoft was like, oh man, look at the synergy we can have from Mixer to Xbox Live.
Yeah.
So I did a quick little Google to see how many people work at Twitch right now, and it is 1,146 people. I don't know
So
how old this
40% of
number
your
is.
workforce?
That is insane. Like, how do you operate with that
half
amount
capacity.
of loss?
Call it half capacity.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So man, that is so troubling. Again, it's so scary. Like, it's terrible again that fucking Amazon, everyone uses Amazon, yet Amazon doesn't have enough money to support these people on a very popular streaming platform. It's just like,
no, they do. They just don't want to lose money in that budget.
They don't want to lose more money.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I still think Twitch is the best of the streaming platforms. I think there needs to be a lot of engineering stuff done with it. I think they need to fix their ad programs. There should be no reason where I click on a stream and instead of watching the streamer in particular, I get a 30-second ad. Like, that's just gonna make me just leave.
Yeah.
I also think they 100% need to fix their revenue split. 50.
You know, I want.
They're currently
Go ahead,
50.
go ahead.
Yeah, they're currently 50-50 on revenue for subs. So if I put down a $5 sub on someone, they're only getting $2.50. There used to be a deal where certain streamers got 70-30. But they've gotten rid of all of that. Now everyone is making 50-50, which they need to fix. I think fundamentally, if you're an affiliate, 50-50 makes sense. If you become a partner, you should be 100% able to argue 70-30. And then I think if you're becoming a big enough streamer, you should be 100% able to argue of a better cut by virtue of, I have 100. I'm XQC. I have 50,000 people watching on a daily basis. We can probably afford to give me a 90-10 split to A, keep me on the platform, and B, make it better. And then they need to deal with their ad density program needs to be just flat. Like if you have
I think they have that mindset of where else are you gonna go.
well, there is alternatives now. But yeah, I think which are growing. But like my thing with the what I think when I say with the ad thing is that like some people who get 500 viewers will get like this insane program where if they run a high density amount of ads, they'll get like $2,500, and then some people who will get 1,000 will get less, and it's like it needs to be flat above the board.
Okay.
But yeah,
I mean, just to go back to the whole competitors thing, like, I wonder what Google YouTube is just like looking at this, like, oh, like this could be our chance to like make our stuff better and get back into that market. But like,
well, I mean, YouTube gaming has
no.
never left. They're consistently signing big content streamers like Ludwig, Valkyrae, Saikuno. They have a bunch of really big people. The problem with YouTube gaming is that there's absolutely no discovery. Like if you go to the live
Right.
page,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a bunch of like lo-fi beats and chill, but you won't be able to find like actual streamers and streaming there. And then you go, and then when you try and click in, when you actually get to the game portion and try to click in the games, it doesn't even sort by like region. It just puts in like random, the most popular random things, and more often than not, the most popular random things are foreign language. So like if you're in a, so it's like there are a lot of problems with YouTube TV. Kick is just a carbon, yeah. Twitch is in dire straits right now. It'll be interesting to see how they go forward with this. If the new president is truly what we all believe him to be, is just a corporate stooge from Amazon designed to bleed all the money from Twitch if they can, or whether he's going to actually talk to the streamers who work at Twitch and work to put in products and a revenue split that makes everyone happy. And then the question needs to come from with Amazon: does Amazon want Twitch to be a money maker, or does Amazon want Twitch to be a consistent feather in their bonnet in terms of content?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man.
Okay, sorry. Our next story is from Tom Ivan. This is from VGC as well. Epic launches Unreal Editor for Fortnite alongside new creator economy. So the big thing that happened in the Epic space is that they showed off the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, which is for Fortnite Creative 2. Essentially, it is essentially the creative mode for Fortnite, but it's essentially how to say this? It's like Roblox. It's like Dreams. It's all the assets it's like all the assets are in Fortnite plus all the assets and power you can get with essentially the power of Unreal 5, allowing you to essentially make nearly whatever you want in Fortnite beyond anything that you can dream of. The most interesting bit of this is why it makes Epic such an interesting company, and why like I always laugh when people are like anti-Epic, is that the big thing is that they're taking 40% of their in-game sales from their store, and they're funneling that into the Fortnite creative project. So essentially, if you're able to make something creative and it pops the fuck off, you are going to get paid. Like there is now
so awesome, dude.
There's now it's now they are one of the first companies, I think, at least in the mainstream sense, because I don't think Roblox is on console. Because I think you can get cash from Roblox, but whatever. They're one of the first major companies that are able to allow people to creatively make UGC content and then get paid based on their popularity. Which
is like the dream. Like that's what so many creators want this kind of like revenue
just give them the
chain
tools
to be. Yeah, like give us the stuff. We'll make stuff for you, and if you pay us, that will attract more people because more people are gonna be like, "Oh, I like doing 3D modeling. Let me try this on
without
Fortnite. I
having
love
to learn
Fortnite."
to actually code and learn to use
Yeah,
Maya and all this. Yeah,
yeah.
this is
And
pretty
like
cool.
this is such a good avenue of bringing in like new talent into Epic. Like this is such a perfect thing, like from all aspects. Like something like this would make me reconsider like my grievances with Fortnite the game, because if people are really like dedicated to this and start doing like crazy stuff with it, that would be the thing to get me in, where I don't have to play like the battle royale. Like I could just play these different games and like get different experience.
I mean, to be fair, these different experiences exist in Fortnite currently. The only difference being now they're going to have the power of Creative 2, which looks impressive, but that's pretty much just Unreal 5. And then
Yeah.
there's going to be a stronger creator economy.
Yeah. Again, like that would be cool because like when I think of Fortnite, I think of Fortnite as like I guess Fortnite vanilla in terms of like the battle royale experience. Like I don't really know too much about the other things you can do in that game. So this is
Oh
just
wow,
new
I
to me.
didn't
This is
realize
cool.
Epic was founded in Potomac, Maryland.
Really? Oh,
Hmm.
Potomac though.
His
Oh,
parents' basement in '91.
sure, basement. I'm sure that was the second floor to them. Rich mofo. Anyways, hey, listener, let us know what do you play Fortnite? Are you interested in this Unreal editor? Let us know because that would be great. You know, you can make some content, maybe some press X to start content. That'd be pretty cool. Wink, wink. I'm not actually winking because winking's weird. Anyways, listener, again, hey, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. For watching. For watching.
Yes, yes, the
I'm gonna own it.
Washington.
I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna edit the Wikipedia article and put that as a word for all of internet whatever. Hey, look, please just like the video, okay? Like subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We need you to do those three things, and we would greatly appreciate it. If you are listening, please leave us a review. We'd greatly appreciate that too. You can do both. That'd be great. We'd appreciate the numbers. After you do that, you can check our YouTube page and watch our shorts because they're funny and they're cool, and you should do that because it's a good time. Uh, I say shorts, you know what I mean. The YouTube reels, not like our actual shorts because that'd be weird and that'd be inappropriate to do. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So do that. All right, Avery, finish us off with the news.
Okay, so our last two stories are I'm going to keep relatively quick. Our first story is from Zach Swyson. This is from Kotaku.com. Gritty new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game takes after God of War. Let me see how I fucking say. Yeah, so a Paramount executive who owns the rights to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pretty much in an interview revealed that they're making a Ninja Turtles game based off the Last Ronin comic book, which is a comic book in which all the Ninja Turtles are dead, save for one, who uses all their weapons and is fighting. I guess I haven't read Last Ronin because I have a really weird relationship with Ninja Turtles, where in which I only watch the Ninja Turtles movies, and then all other media involved in them I kind of don't give a shit about. So I only know about Last Ronin through popular osmosis of comic books, but
Mm-hmm.
from all reports, it seems to be a really great story. If you in the era in the age of Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Returns. So yeah, they're making a game based off of that comic book, and their biggest emphasis is God of War, or at least the most recent God of War reboot.
I mean, that's cool. That's exciting. I'm not that big of a Turtles fan, so something like this, I would have to, see a trailer to be sold on. Because right now, I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, sure. But yeah, it's a cool idea. Like I also know of Last Ronin from just like articles and stuff on it. Like I don't really follow the turtle stuff, so I don't really have any understanding of it beyond the whole idea of what Avery explained. So we'll see. We'll see. What about you, Sean?
Um, I mean, of course, I watched the cartoon like everybody else back in the day. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a fan of Ninja Turtles. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan. I never read any of the comic books, but I mean, I watched the cartoons, I watched the movies, all that good stuff. So I mean, and I played most of a good amount of the games. I'm not gonna say most of the games, but I'd play this if it came out. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Uh, depending on who's making it.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like we always have to do this. My favorite turtle was Donatello because
Agree.
Donald. Yeah. Sean.
He makes machines.
Uh, I guess Mikey.
Mikey.
Yeah.
That's respectable. That's respectable. All right.
Okay. And our final story, this is from Andy Robinson from VGC. PlayStation Spider-Man 2 will release in September after claims. So in a fucking fever dream of I want to say, was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Mhm.
Tony Todd, someone like responded to Tony Todd on Twitter, and then Tony Todd just took that as a response to just reveal everything he knows about Insomniac Spider-Man, as in like it's full on marketing plan. Like someone asked him, "Hey man, when's the next Spider-Man coming out? I'm really waiting forward to it." And his response is, "Looks like September. Massive publicity coming in August. Commercials start dropping in August, so I'm told. Hold on and hold your breath. Going to be necessary." I read that weird, but I'm just he he then
Good.
he then like people respond to this real like people from Sony, people like I think I only saw it because someone who works in another Sony studio was like, people from Insomniac looking at this going like,
Oh my god.
and then like someone responded to Tony Todd and say, "Hey man, I don't think you're supposed to be saying this." Like other people were like, "Yo man, Tony Todd does not give a fuck about an NDA." And then he like retweeted someone saying "oops," and then like the entire endeavor ended with him posting like a really ominous image of him inside his house in a pool with like his like weird Candyman eyes, being like, "Hey man."
Yeah, that's such a creepy picture. Oh my god.
The last couple of hours has been a fever dream. Blame the jet lag or some bullshit. Hey man, I might not be even Venom anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, some
Oh
people
my
think
gosh.
that that's a planned leak, that's a controlled leak. So I mean,
That is
I
100%
don't
out of
think
control.
so, man. I don't think
This is
so.
100. This is 100% a dude who doesn't work in video games and is an old ass man on Twitter just looking at a fan's response and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna respond to this."
it says the
Yeah.
tweet is deleted, so yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing of like movies and games work very differently in that like movies you can talk about this stuff because it's like, yeah, all right, like yeah, there's a movie coming out at some point. Like,
Yeah, like the longest time it takes for a movie to come out is like maybe 2 years.
yeah.
And this is the game that's supposed to come out this year that he's presumably been working on for 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm excited for it though. Hey man, September sounds like a great month for me to play some Spider-Man, so I'm ready for it. And no one else is ready for it? Is it just me?
you already know
Am I
how
the
I feel
only one?
about Spider. I think I've already made myself clear on how I feel about Spider-Man 2. It's like, all right, cool, more Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm still not a Miles fan. You haven't showed me what this game is and how I'm going to be playing this game going forward. So like, I can only be so excited for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, fine then. Gosh. All right. Well, that has been the gaming news. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about the games we have been playing. Sean, you can start with Tchia. See what I did there? I said it correctly, like the
Oh, look
first
at
time.
you. Um, this game is massive as far as what it wants you to do. Like if you want 100% the game, and at the same time, it's not. It just feels like she moves slow, and there's a lot of animations that are unnecessary that could speed up me 100% in this game. But it has a beautiful aesthetic. I'm not quite sure what language this game is, but everything is in
It's French.
I figured
Yeah. I was also playing
some
it
dialect
and
of French.
Trine walked into the room and she was like, is they're talking French? And I was like, it sounded kind of familiar, but I don't speak French. I
Mm.
just kind of know it.
Plus,
And
they
I
have
was just like,
different dialects, so it's like,
yeah,
mm.
yeah. Yeah,
But no, the aesthetic is nice. The basic story is you are trying to rescue your father and oppose some force that recently came to the area and is just, some monolithic thing. Um, you make some friends along the way. It has a lot of interesting mini games. You can possess rocks, birds, fire, a knife at one point. Different mini games. You have a banjo. I think at one point you're rubbing two sticks together to make music. You have your
hmm
raft that you can upgrade, or I'm not gonna say upgrade because I know you can customize it. I haven't gotten to a portion where you can necessarily upgrade it. You do upgrade her stamina and like how long she can stay possessed into things.
Okay.
Um, there's just a lot to do. She can climb walls like Zola and Spider Link and Spider-Man. Um,
What is up with humans suddenly?
I just want to clarify. It's not
No, I
Zelda
know, I know,
climbing
I know.
shit.
I just find it
I
hilarious.
know. Like, listen to this fool. He thinks Link is Zelda. Um, no, I mean, there's boat racing. There's or raft racing rather. Um, there's just a lot to do in this game.
Yeah,
However, I'm not sure it's for everybody.
yeah.
As I'm enjoying it, but I also have to take time to remember that I still have my Apex and Call of Duty to play from time to time. But it's a fun experience. What say you?
Yeah, so I was playing this. I actually put it down because I wasn't having that great of a time. I think for me the intro was kind of slow. I really do
Mm,
like the aesthetic. I think the color palette that they use is just beautiful. Like I do appreciate the fact that although I have my own thoughts about it. I appreciate the fact that this whole thing is in French and like it's just subtitles if you don't know French. So it's like you just have to deal with it. Like I had to deal with it. And that was also one of the things that kind of pushed me away from it because at the time when I was playing it, I was also I think I was like on my phone or something. So like I
yeah,
didn't
you have
realize
to
I had to
actually
look
look
at
at what the hell they're doing.
yeah, I had to read the subtitles. I was like, oh, okay. So I
So
was reading subtitles, like keeping up, and I'm just like, I don't this is not for me
this
right now. Like I
doesn't
don't
bother
feel like
me
doing this.
because I'm coming off of the fact of playing 7 Yakuza games back to
True,
back to
true.
back, and every single one is in Japanese with subtitles. So
You already
this is
taught the
just another. Yeah,
way.
it's just another game for me. It's no big deal.
Right. So yeah, like I think I can appreciate this game for what it's doing for it bringing the light New Caledonia. I think that's the name of
Yeah.
the island. Yeah. So like that's all
Granted,
cool and stuff.
it's inspired by them. The islands and all that are fictionalized. You know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
reimagining.
So like I pretty much stopped near the beginning where like I haven't even got the use I haven't been able to use the actual power that the girl has. Like I haven't
Mhm.
been able to do much. Like I got to the major city and I
Oh,
just
you're
kind of
missing
paused
out there,
there.
man.
Yeah.
It gets to be a lot of stuff that you could do with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what kind of pulled me away was the next game we're talking about, Diablo 4 beta. So I saw this because I think I saw Cameron play it, and I was just
Yeah, I
like,
saw him playing it.
yeah, I was like, ain't no way Cameron's gonna he's pre-ordering Diablo. Like I didn't think he was in Diablo. And then I kind of looked at it and I looked more into it. I was like, oh, it's an open beta. I was like, oh, all right, I'll try the open beta just because like the closest thing I've played to Diablo was Guild Wars, and I played with my wife for a little bit. So like something like this is somewhat a foreign kind of game to me where I don't really play these kinds of games all that much because I just think it's kind of just boring because you're just kind of clicking and you're just watching the things happen. Anyways, I jumped in the game, started playing it. I picked a druid because shout out to Tales of the Stinky Dragon. Shout out to John, his character is a druid, and his character is just completely insane. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna go druid. The druid class, you can essentially shapeshift, so you can do a werewolf, you can become a werebear, you can also use magic as well. I started that class and was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, I like the character, I like how my character looked. The story is very demonic, and it's just like, oh, this is kind of interesting. This is kind of funny. Um, Playing the game, I was about 30 minutes in, and I was just like, I don't think I'm liking this. So this is kind of boring to me. It is just like clicking on stuff and watching the enemies die and so on and so forth. It's like I don't
Mhm.
really want to do this. And then I think I hit a point where I was getting armor and I was like, "Ooh, I kind of like this loop." And I had unlocked a skill to make my druid like an earthbender from Avatar. And I was like, I kind of like this. And I just my mind changed almost 180 like in the matter of like 5 minutes from like, this is all right to like, oh, I'm really actually enjoying this game.
God
So
forbid somebody slip you some crack.
hey, it's a problem, okay? Or some say it's a talent. A skill, some say.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I ended up having a really good time with it. I think the story is interesting. I don't really know exactly what's going on. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of like maybe that's like the style of Diablo stories where you don't really know what's happening until somewhere and you realize, oh, you're the chosen one. You're just like, okay, I guess I gotta go fight this big baddie. And boy, is Lilith a big baddie. You know what I mean? No, it's weird. She has like horns coming out of her head. She doesn't have any boobs, and she has a cape that's made out of skin. It's completely insane. It's crazy. Uh, mm, the one thing that I really like about the game is that
Mhm.
there is local like couch co-op, which is just known for Diablo for having
Oh.
that. Even like it's included in the beta, so like me and my wife played the beta together, and it was like, oh, this is actually really cool. Like this is a game that we could play together, and it's not super challenging. Challenging is the word, not challenging.
Mhm.
And then for that, I used the Necromancer class, and that class is completely broken. So I think in the beta, or I guess in the actual release, they're gonna have to like rebalance the class because the Necromancer class, you can just summon up corpse to fight for you, and you can have
Mhm.
4 at a time. And at that point, you're just like sitting back as your people just destroy everything around you.
It may just significantly ramp up further as you go on.
That too, yeah, it's very positive. Yeah. So yeah, like I had a good time. I am definitely looking
Oh.
at Diablo 4 as a game that I could possibly get now, which is kind of weird. Oh, Avery said they're not balancing the classes. Oh, that's interesting if that's the case. Okay.
They
That's
may
cool.
just ramp up the difficulty, like I said.
Yeah, yeah.
How far did you get roughly into it?
So I got up to
Oh,
I
shame
got
on
to the
me.
hermit. Oh no, actually I got to the big city. I got to the big city. Cuz
Okay,
I
so you
got to
beat
the
the first
hermit.
dungeon boss.
Yeah, yeah. I beat the first dungeon boss solo. Shreen and I, we didn't get to that dungeon boss yet, but I don't think we're gonna have any issues with it. No, actually, no, no, we did beat
Okay.
the dungeon boss. That's the last thing we did. We beat the dungeon boss and put the game down. So yeah.
Okay.
So last little bit, I just want to give everybody an update. So I have Call of Duty on here. The reason why I have Call of Duty on here is because it has officially taken over my Genshin Impact space. I haven't
Wow.
turned on Genshin Impact in the last like 4 days or so, something like that. I turned it on one time just to kinda check in on things, but, like, I really haven't been back, and yeah, like,
So
maybe when the
what
update
mode are you
comes.
playing in Call of Duty?
So, when my boys are online, Sean, sometimes, Marcus and Sean's cousins, we play DMZ, but other than that, I'm just doing multiplayer. I'm just doing the normal maps. I'm just
Gotcha.
trying to kill people as they're killing me. We slap high fives, we, exchange bullets, we exchange name cards, it's all fun. It's all good.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah. Although I do wanna do the rank match stuff. I
We can
still wanna
try
try
that
that.
together.
Yeah, yeah. So I came as my AK said, I came really close to spending some money on it just to get a gun that can shoot out blue tracer rounds because I got shot with one. I was just like, "What is this? This is weird. Like, what's happening here?" So I didn't do it
Mm.
yet. I might do it. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Is
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I tried Diablo too, but I mean, I don't got much to say. I've never played a
yeah.
Diablo game either.
What
It
class did you
seems
pick?
okay. Barbarian, but apparently that's the week. I should have picked something else. It looks like it is what it is.
Oh, okay, okay. Because like that, I know that's a class that is supposed to be a good starter class, but I didn't pick it because I saw Druid and I have feelings for Druid, so I went that way. Um, yeah. Well, I think the beta still should be the beta should still be running, is what I meant to say. So I would, if you want, try the Druid class or the Necromancer class, but
I got Chia to play.
you're right. All right. Well, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna call it. That has been our episode of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. Don't forget to rate and review us on your favorite podcasting apps because every little bit helps. Don't forget, if you are watching this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Because based off of our analytics, we see that a lot of you people who are watching our stuff aren't subscribed to the channel. So I think you should do us a solid and subscribe to the channel. Okay, yeah, so do that. Um, yeah, that's it. So until next time, you be safe, you play games, you have fun, you call your parents, see how they're doing, play games. I don't know, man. Take care.